tankers, and welcome to the channel. I'm your host at Rudol's Blitz, and in today's video, I'll be playing in the Tier 10 French Collector Medium, the AMX-30B. While it is true that a lot of times premiums are incredibly strong for the tiers that they are in fact, it's pretty rare to find bad premiums for the most part, the AMX-30B is just one of those tanks left behind. In Update 9.1, Wargaming actually nerfed the vehicle. They gave it about a 50 damage per minute buff, whoopee, and then took away 4 kilometers per hour from its top speed, which was by far one of the best things about this tank, was that it was the fastest medium with an absolutely ridiculous power to weight that even smashes light tanks out of the water. It still carries that power to weight, but I have absolutely no clue why Wargaming nerfed its top speed, and then gave it 50 more damage per minute. And by the way, I should point out that even with the damage per minute buff, it still is less than 2,900. If we were to get out any other medium, for example, a 121B with calibrated, well, let's see how much DPM it has. Going over to statistics, yes, that is right, 3,220. The WZ121 with Cali, 3,200. I mean, it's just weird to me that literally every medium has more DPM than this thing. Even a tier 9 like the M46 Patton has 2,823. Effectively, the AMX-30B is a tier 9 medium gun on a tier 10 medium. And it's not like you have great armor. Your hull is pretty poor. You can be HE'd on the sides quite easily, especially in the rear. And while the turret does have some troll armor, it's definitely not anything like the tier 9 AMX-30 Premium. So yeah, I really don't understand Wargaming's thought process when it comes to this vehicle. In Update 9.1, they absolutely buffed the Badger beyond belief. They buffed the 5A's DPM. They kind of buffed the AMX M454. I mean, they even buffed the T95E6 and changed the Super Conch for the better. They buffed that tank. They basically buffed every collector and vehicle that was kind of left behind. And then weirdly enough, they just left the 30B and kind of kicked it in the face. And the really sad part about the 30B is that it really doesn't need much to make it better. I mean, it needs a lot, but specifically of DPM. Right now, as I said, it's 2,899 DPM. That makes literally no sense. You have less damage per minute in this vehicle than actually a lot of tier 10 heavies, which just is stupid. So what Wargaming should very easily do is give it similar DPM to the Leopard. I would say just a little bit less though. Instead of 3,600, which the Leopard has, give it 3,400. That way, it's still got good DPM, but not an absolutely broken or absurd amount. Now, we got a nice shell into that Object 260. Didn't even get detected. I don't know why that player's doing exactly what he is doing, but now we're going to get a nice shot into the Object, not the Object, sorry, the E50M. Doing pretty good so far. I obviously have to be careful, and I don't have all that much support from my team here, so I have to be very careful at that. Let's aim in on this E50. There you go, another nice shot. You can see where the gun on this vehicle is quite nice. I mean, the fact that you can actually hit people quite easily is pretty good on the tank. Now, I'm just going to chill here for now, not going to worry too much, and try and get up this without being detected. There you go. And that E50 really has no clue what to do, because he's spotted and he's like, no. So we're just going to chill here. I mean, I don't have much support, but you don't always need the most support. Let's go for another shell into the E50M. Guy misses. Let's put on our adrenaline. 3, a 2, a 1. There you go. Another nice shell into the E50M. And it appears that he has given up, I have to be honest. It appears that he has very much given up at that. That dude is not enjoying his stay anymore, as you can see. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to give him the greatest pleasure of all, which is leave him. Goodbye. I know that Object 260 is probably going to try and rush me any moment now. So I'm just going to leave with that dude as a one-shot. And, yeah, aren't I a fun person? As you can see, while the 30B does have a big issue of its capabilities right now, the biggest issue still is a skill issue for that E50M. So, trying to figure out how I want to do this. So that guy just got poobed. So let's go this way. Let's speed around here. Maybe get to the side of this 57 heavy. Padoob. There you go. Nice shot. But you can imagine if I just had a faster reload how much more capable this tank would be. So we got the E4 over here. And you'll notice the gun's actually not inaccurate at all on the move. It's actually quite accurate on the move. What we're going to do is just kind of speed past this guy. It doesn't really matter if he pens me too much. I mean, we're already up to 3,500 damage. And we're going to come out with a victory. And the E50M gets snapped. Oh my. That guy is not very happy. I can't blame him, but it was his fault. I mean, he just kind of got out-skilled. Alright, well let's just push over towards the Object 260. Look at that goated armor for a heavy. I mean, we actually bounced him, but to be fair, we also got to bounce ourselves, which is pretty dang lucky if I'm going to be real. There you go, one nice shot. And, oh yeah, this is another fun fact. The Object 260 has more DPM than me. A heavy. I mean, don't get me wrong, the Object 260's not the best tier 10, but the fact that the thing has more DPM than me is really weird. Overall, we did a pretty good game, though. I mean, we did over 4,000 damage. We did a decent job against the enemy E50M, but if you really think about it, everything we did in this battle, we very easily could have done in the Leopard. In fact, we might have even killed that E50M instead of leaving the guy on a one-shot. This game you're about to see, I just played literally like 1 minute ago, but I stopped recording because I thought it was going to be a complete and utter loss after my STB ditched me. You can see that I was kind of driving, it looked like the STB was going to support me, so I'm like, okay, I mean, when you look at their lineup, they got an Object 84 and an Object 140. This is going to be a pretty easy medium side as long as, you know, we hold the hill here, use the decent average damage of this vehicle, and take care of the enemy. I get a nice slap into the Object 140, and then I look behind me, and I see that. There's my STB-1, ladies and gentlemen, running away. So right now, I'm essentially in a 1 versus 2. You can see right there at the flick of my screen, I say, oh wow, I have no teammates. Aren't teams just so wonderful in World of Tanks Blitz? Really gotta love your mediums. Now, this game turned out to be quite good, but I gotta say this was one of the most painful battles I've played in a while, and it definitely showcases the big downsides of the AMX-30B. I did get quite lucky. So, we can see the Object 84 is in front of me, and, well, there's the Object 140. I try to hit him, and there you go. Nice shot, 367. You can see that the gun on this tank is actually okay when it comes to accuracy. Sits at .308, which is decent. I also note that my 5A is off to the side, which can support me. So right now I'm thinking, okay, well, what do I want to do? I know that 140 is going to be off to my side, and I'm not sure if he's planning on rushing me, but we get a nice shell into the Object 84, put on my adrenaline. Object 140 hits my hatch, unfortunate for me, which brings us down to 1,000 health. So, yeah, we've dealt about 1,000, and we're at 1,000. We get one nice shell into the Object 140. He's trying to rush me, but guess what? I have a 5A, you poob. Yeah, what are you gonna do now? Haha, stinky man. Alright, well that was definitely nice. Now we are at least in a better situation. We've dealt 1,780 damage, and we're still alive. Now we got the Object 84 off to the side. We're gonna try and pen him, and man, you can just see the armor on this vehicle not working very well. Look at that, straight into my hatch. It's just unfortunate that the 30B doesn't have that DPM either. I mean, basically, this tier 9 is trading with me evenly, and I don't even out-reload the dude. The only reason I win is because I load heat and make sure I can hit him before he hits me. So right now, we're at 2 kills. We're up to 2,600 damage dealt, and I'm going to capture base C, because obviously you should capture the base. Now, if we notice across the map, that's where my STB that ditched me is. I really love teammates. There he is. Blitz teams. This would have been such an easy battle if that player had simply just gone over towards my side and helped me out. We get a nice max roll into the FE2 and 5B183, and I would have liked to have fired another into him, but we get spotted by the 263, and as soon as that happens, I know it's an absolutely awful idea for me to sit in the open. The problem is, I need to help out my heavies on heavy side. Look at their health. Our 60 TP's a one-shot. There's the 183. I do get a nice shell into his vehicle, and he kills my STB. Honestly, I don't even feel bad. That dude deserved to kind of fall apart in this battle. So we're up to 3,400 damage dealt. And let's see what we can do. Well, the Yo's getting some damage into the 263, which is good. I get a nice shot into the 263, and you can see the 5A is just about to reload. Finishes off the enemy. Okay, well, I can't get a shell into the 60. Very unfortunate. And, well, this is not looking very good right now. I mean, it's not looking bad. We have a full health 5A. And really all he has to do is not suck. That's his only objective, is to not suck. But you'll never guess what he does. Yeah, it was pretty expected. So, we have the E6, and wow, that was an unfortunate shell. Really wanted it to overmatch his side armor, but it just didn't. But hey, we still are alive, and that's important, because as long as you're alive, the thing I always say is that you're just as deadly as you are with 1 hit point as you are with 1800, although you can't trade as much, so you do got to be careful with that. Now, I'm really looking for that E6 and the 60, because the Kampfpanzer doesn't scare me as much. The dude's got, obviously, a lot of alpha, but it's just not a tank that scares me too much. I load heat to make sure that it penetrates the 60, judging that it's going to be 3 shells to kill him anyway. We have the E6 off to the side, and, what do I want to do here? Well, we get a nice shell into the E6. I track him, which causes him to miss his shell. Then we're going to drive up over here, and this just shows you the insanely bad DPM of the 30B. Now, to be fair, that E6 did try and snap the shell, but it's just the fact that any other medium would have had that shell way faster. And, yeah, I mean, it was pretty lucky, I gotta be real. That E6 must have hit, like, our track trying to snap the shell, and we were able to hit him in the hull, so we did get a little bit lucky there, I am gonna be honest. But sometimes you have to jump into action and take those situations, because if you don't, then you're gonna have an E6 on your butt. That is going to be an absolute pain to deal with, especially when they still have a Kampfpanzer 70 and a 60 TP left. Now, the reason I'm looking at A is because the last time I saw the enemy, it looked like they were going towards A. So we go for the engine, and oh boy, do we hit the engine. Not only that, but we light the dude on fire and finish him off. That was a pretty lucky fire, I'm going to be honest. If we hadn't have gotten that, this would have been a much trickier battle. We still could have won, but yeah, you can imagine how a Kampfpanzer now knowing where we are, and me not knowing where the 60 is, could definitely be a bit challenging. So right now, I'm just thinking, what do I want to do? Well, there's the 60. Nice shell into his vehicle. And we're able to back just in cover. Nice. Okay. Well, the 60 TP is at 54 health. We are at 5,294 damage dealt. And because this is a supremacy battle and there's a minute and 15 seconds left, we are up on the base cap. Which means for the rest of this game, I'm going to play Ring Around the Rosie with the 60 TP. You can see I skipped ahead a bit. And we are at 5, 4, 3, 2, 1... Bingo! There you have it. I waited the game out, and because I captured that base, we came out with a victory. This just shows you why capturing bases in Supremacy is an incredibly important move. I really do not understand why this player decided to push his STB over towards the heavy side. There is no logical reasoning behind that, and it does make me quite frustrated. But those are blitz teams, and there's not much you can do about them. Thankfully, we were able to showcase that even in a vehicle like the 30B, you can still do well. Now, does that make it a great tank? No. It makes it more, I don't know, a skilled battle. I mean, basically, again, everything I did there, I could have done in a Leopard, and probably a lot easier as well. So, if you want my opinion, I really think Wargaming just needs to buff the gun, specifically on the DPM. But let me know what you guys think about the 30B in the comments down below. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.